afternoon. My name's Sue Jackal, and my goodness, this was a little idea that just took off.
Welcome to the first public forum for candidates for the office of Mayor of Sechelt in the upcoming. It's time to move on to the event. First, we will provide our candidates 5 minutes to address the audience on their candidacy. No guidelines have been provided for this part of the proceedings. Content is at the discretion of the candidates. The order has literally been decided by a virtual throw of the die. I found one on the internet. The order will be Bruce Milne, John Henderson, and Christine Younghusband. With that, we'll turn it right over to Bruce. Right there, the switch is on the front, and you're on.
Good afternoon, welcome. And first I want to thank you for being here. It's a huge crowd, and there was probably almost as many turned away between 10 after 1 when I arrived and now. So that shows a tremendous interest and a tremendous engagement by the community. I wanted to thank Sue Jackal for the idea and for coming forward with this, and for Keith and the other volunteers who have worked to put it together. Elections are really important times for our communities. They're times when we look seriously at what's being done and the direction that we're going. And we come together as a collective community to decide what we really value. With the events in Ottawa last week and the tragic murder of Nathan Cirillo, it reminds us just how important those democratic traditions and our community as Canadians and as people in Sechelt really is. We're blessed to live in a country where we can make decisions about our community by coming together, sitting beside John, listening to Chris, and having you here. And know that within 2-3 weeks, when we do that, make that decision, it will be peaceful, it will be orderly, and it will be based on the community values and how they express those. We're really, really appreciative of that, and reminded of that when things such as last week in Ottawa actually occur. So I didn't have too much to say in my opening comments, except this election is really important in terms of values. It has been a rare time in Sechelt's history that candidates for this office of mayor actually have some candidates with actual track records that you can compare. And we have new and fresh ideas coming from Chris and her track record as a school trustee. So you do have some things to look at and to view. In my view, the values of the community are the essential ballot question coming on November 15th. We can decide how we want this community to move forward. We can decide whether we appreciate the values that have been in place and the way the town and business has been done. It's no surprise to anyone in this room that I think things have been a mess at City Hall, and that I think there's many, many things we need to improve, whether that's spending, whether it's the turmoil in the organization where over 30 people out of 50 have gone through in the last while. You can't run an organization with 60% turnover. You can't run an organization where there's so many new people that in fact don't have experience in BC or with the local government community charter. So I think there's lots of issues we can look at and talk about today. I'm going to leave it with that and wait for the questions that come from you, and I'll be glad to respond to whatever you may have.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for being here. I guess it's really a testament to the dynamic nature of our community and how good things are that every venue in the community is busy today. So that says a lot for what's happening here. Also, thanks to Keith and Maureen for organizing and helping out make what is always a challenge to get an event like this on the road. We're here to talk about vital signs, and on that, Catherine Essen and Don Basham have been very, very stalwart supporters and organizers and diligent researchers over the last several years in producing vital signs, so my thanks to them. And of course to Christine and to Bruce and all of you for being here today, including the 50, it was 100, but it's 50, is it going down outside? 60. No, it's going up. Fortunately, it's always sunny in Sechelt. You know, the vital signs report is a real challenge, and this is what Catherine and Dawn remarked on in when they made made several presentations of this. The fact that the data is dated, the fact that we're relying on Stats Canada that has changed the census, the method of doing the census from the long form. So a lot of things now are dependent on older data. Nevertheless, we've got some great trends that we can look at, and some things that we realize from this information that we can focus on. Things like, well, apparently out of the 113 respondents, 95% rated safety as okay to excellent. 75% felt positive about health and wellness on the coast, and almost 70% of the residents of the coast responded well to the protection of the environment. Unfortunately, the story changes, and it changes with two main things, and these are the low incomes and the economic prosperity of the community. And I want to share a couple of things that are topmost in terms of why I am running and why I want to continue to be your mayor. In short, we need more jobs. You're going to hear a lot of that from me over the next few weeks. Good jobs provide good wages. Good wages create and attract young people with their families to come to the coast. It also helps us keep the young people that are here so that they will be able to stay here. We have too many stories of people saying, I've taken my training, I've gone to university, I want to come back, I love it here, but there's nothing for me to do, and if I find a job, I can't afford to provide the lifestyle for my family that I want. So we need to do everything we possibly can to create jobs and to support the businesses that produce those jobs for our citizens. So I'm 100% committed to this particular part of my platform. There is nothing more important than creating an environment that welcomes business, that welcomes jobs, and that supports the diversity and the dynamic community that comes when you have a vital community like I envision. I have more to say about that, but let me come back to vital signs and the trends. A few things. For example, the report shows an age profile where we have lots more seniors. So we're going to need an even bigger arts center to hold this event in 4 years. We have, guess what, problems with access. DC ferries. We have a decline of our agricultural sector and an increase in the cost of food. And I think probably we've all noticed that in the retail shops over the last few months. And that's not going to get better, not with all the reports I hear out of California. And we have some social challenges, particularly with children in care. On a brighter note, we have higher rates of high school graduation. We're using less water. We're using more recreation facilities. And the availability of affordable housing and accommodation is considered a strength, as is the support and the availability of arts and culture in our community. So, if re-elected, that's what you're going to do. So, if re-elected, I will continue to promote and support innovation. You know, this is something that's really important, because we can, simply by embracing a concept like innovation, make ourselves that much better and more attractive to people from outside our community. Other communities aren't doing it. In fact, just this morning there was a notice sent out by the Federation of Canadian Municipalities to 2,000 communities celebrating the innovation that we've done in Sechelt. And that helps very much to put us as an example of a community to follow. So in conclusion, you're going to hear me say often, I will focus on smart growth. What I stand for is making Sechelt even better, and you can count on me to do that. So thanks. And thanks, Maureen. I didn't realize that.
And Christine.
Good afternoon. My name is Christine Younghusband, and I'm running for the position of mayor in the district of Sechelt. Thank you, Sue Jackal, for hosting today's event, And thank you to all of you for being here today and being engaged with our municipal politics. I also want to thank our mayoral candidates, Bruce and John, to be here today so you can hear all three of us at the same time about who we are, what we believe in, and our values. I also want to thank Keith and Maureen for being here and all the volunteers that made this possible. I'm running for mayor because I would like to provide a leadership that serves and represents the community. I would like to provide a leadership that values diverse points of view. I would like to provide a leadership that implements good governance to result in fiscally responsible decision-making. I'm invested in the district of Sechelt, economically, educationally, and emotionally. I've been a resident of Sechelt for almost 20 years, and I love it here. I moved to the Sunshine Coast after graduating from UBC with my Bachelor of Science and Education, and I came to teach at Chadley Secondary in 1994. Now I sound bigger. Okay. I had a successful teaching career at teaching secondary mathematics. In addition to teaching, I was also actively involved in the local Teachers Association, the school, and the school district in areas of teacher professional development, teacher leadership, and governance. I grew up in Sechelt as a young adult. I built my career here. I got married to my best friend, Randy, here, and we started our family here. My daughter is 11 years old. I left teachings with hopes of making a difference for our students and our community that extended beyond the classroom walls. I'm an entrepreneur, graduate student, and mom. I have worked on the provincial curriculum. I was elected as school trustee, and I'm involved in the Community Resource Center Progress Plan and Community Futures as board of director. It's been an incredible 4 years, and I've learned so much to arrive here today. I believe in economic prosperity for everyone in Sechelt. I believe in community input and community voice. I believe in democracy and operating in an authentic way such that voices are heard, thoughtful decisions are made, and we're moving forward collectively as a community. I'm running for mayor because I want to serve the district of Sechelt. I want to be working together with our Sechelt Council. I want to utilize the expertise of the district of Sechelt staff to make it happen for you. To achieve this, trust and respect are required with the community, the Sechelt Council, and staff. This will take time and effort. So for me, this is not a 3-week campaign to serve for 4 years. It's an ongoing campaign to serve at least 8. I want my family to thrive, my community to thrive, and our local economy to thrive. My platform is community engagement, affordable housing, and small business initiatives. But in truth, my deepest desire, if elected as mayor, is to create a strategic plan that best reflects the district of Sechelt, with the input from the community, businesses, and neighboring community partners who are invested in Sechelt, so that we can make thoughtful decisions and actions based on this plan. I have put my name forward as mayor of Sechelt with a deep desire to serve. I provide a new perspective, a new energy, and a new voice at the table. I have much to contribute to the district of Sechelt as a servant leader, collaborator, and relator. I am here to listen, learn, and lead from you, the community in Sechelt. So on November 15th, please come out and vote. Ask your friends to vote, and elect Christine Younghusband for mayor of Sechelt.
Thank you, candidates. Next in our proceedings, we have 3 questions that are based on the 2014 Vital Signs Report. There are almost 70 residents on the coast that are either younger than 18 or older than 64 for every 100 residents of the coast that are working age adults. That's almost 20 points higher than the provincial level of dependency and is mainly driven by the high number of seniors. What challenges do these numbers pose to our local community and government, and what can the district of Sechelt do to mitigate those challenges? Please be as specific as possible, and we just continue on with the rotation. That's the question, and John Henderson is first. Thank you.
All right, well, thanks everyone, and I guess, you know, as Keith said, this is a very, very complicated and complex question, and I would just start by observing, you know, I think we all agree, many of us to live here, we chose it because it is paradise. And what I am looking forward to doing is making paradise even better. I think there's a lot of things in the vital signs that you can refer to that talk about the great attributes, the wonderful weather, the proximity to Vancouver, and the rest. But the biggest challenge is, of course, that the projection shows that a lot of us are, well, we're all going to get older, and a lot more older people are going to come here. Well, folks, that's not sustainable. If we get 80% of the community in being the older group, frankly, there won't be enough to look after us. So we simply put, we must bring young people in. I have no interest in curtailing the number of older people that want to come in, but we have to make it attractive for people who to be here, to locate here, and to have families and have jobs here. You know, I don't mean that we should, as I say, we shouldn't discourage the seniors. I mean, all of us have arrived here at one time or another. We bring hopefully a vital and energetic number of years left. We are focused on doing things in the community, whether they're volunteer or working. We have I know a number of seniors that are very active as entrepreneurs, and they are creating some dynamic parts to our community. But, as I say, we simply have to find ways to bring more young people here. And the way we will do it, in my view, is to support and promote smart growth. We have to grow. We have to create jobs and good employment for young people. So I will be aggressively seeking out these opportunities. It's something I've been doing for the last 3 years, and I will certainly do so over the rest of the next 4 years. We need to continue to make Sechelt accessible. So working on the on things like the curb cuts, improving the ability for scooters on the sidewalks. Perhaps we need some paths along the sides of the roads for golf carts. Anything that will help us be more livable here in the community. And finally, I look forward to working with investors and developers because we need specialized housing to support the seniors in the community, facilities and complexes and communities that allow us to age in place, where we can, while we're still capable and vital, we can work and we can live, and as we need more help, it's available to us within the same community, so we don't have to go into a different facility where couples are separated. Thanks so much.
I think with the increasing demographics of dependent population here on the Sunshine Coast, I feel that the biggest concern is that we're going to have a huge population with a fixed income or with no income, which are the people under 18. And both ends of the continuum will require care, child care and adult care. And what does that mean? That means we're going to be a service-oriented community. We're going to be relying on health care, and we also need child care facilities in our community. And in order to do that, if we're trying to attract a highly skilled population, and if you look at the job Google searches for Sechelt, a lot of the jobs that are available here are in healthcare. We need to draw those people here to the Sunshine Coast so that they can fill those roles to support us. Another initiative is also finding childcare that's affordable for many families.